Batman has the Joker. Sherlock Holmes has Dr. Moriarty. Peter Pan has Captain Hook, and YTD has Robert Irvine. Today, our arch nemesis returns with another 35-pound protein brick filled with inedible, endless piles of dry goo. The next battle in the epic war is waged right now on You Tried Dat! You Tried That! The return of Robert Irvine. I'm Nick North, the pals. Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Three commonly associated heroes: Batman, Peter Pan, and Sherlock Holmes.
That's right.
They're in the MCU altogether, right?
What is the
And
most
so are we.
famous?
Mm-hmm.
Those have came to my head. What's the most famous, like, hero villain pairing ever?
It probably, I would say Batman and Joker. Is
It's
up
like the
there.
first one that came to my
Mhm.
head.
Yeah.
Superman, Lex Luthor, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking of that one. Maybe Spider-Man and I don't know. Who's the top Spider-Man villain, I guess? Doc Ock? I don't really know, actually.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all superhero stuff.
me and dieting.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, and USA, USSR.
that's right.
Famous one.
mhm.
The USSR. Mm-hmm.
Who's the villain in that one? It's us. It's
Yeah, you could go either way.
Mhm.
And of course, YTD and Robert Irvine.
Yeah.
I mean, he even talks like a
And-
supervillain where he comes in and is like, "You fucking nerds." You know, isn't that the voice we did for him?
classic supervillain word. Yeah.
the other famous hero villain pairing of Chad and his vasectomy doctor.
Yeah.
So what's the latest? What's the update?
Well, guys, turns out there's a possibility here I might have super sperm.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
So
You
you,
an X-Man?
I could be. We'll see. I'm definitely an. I can't. I guess I can't really be an X-man because that assumes I was a man to begin with at one point, which I definitely never was.
Right.
What exactly did this doctor do? You are now an X-Man.
By X-Man, I meant former man. not X-Man.
So for anybody that's been listening for more than like 6 months or whatever, you may remember me telling the story of my vasectomy back in. It happened in December, but I think the episode came out in like early January, something like that. Go back and listen to it if you haven't heard it. Anyway,
Press pause.
Yeah.
Go back. Listen to his vasectomy story, and then come back.
But from that story, the doctor was sort of like he's kind of like a quirky guy in a lot of ways. You know, he was very cocky at the time. You know, like I only need to make one incision. Other doctors have to make
Right.
two. Stuff like that, if you remember.
I remember that.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Is he the only doctor that makes one incision?
Probably in the whole world, if I had to guess.
It's
Yeah,
his patented method.
Yeah.
I mean, his name is old One Incision Sal. That's the doctor's name.
It rolls off the tongue, yeah.
It's just one incision, but it's a giant incision, like 6 feet long.
Cut your entire penis off. Made you an X-Man.
So anyways,
Lots of doctors do 2 incisions. I just hack a fucking dick off. They can't get pregnant anymore.
It takes most doctors like 15 minutes. It takes me 4 seconds.
So after a vasectomy, you're supposed to go back in to like crank in a cup, after like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that, and then they measure your sperm, to make sure that the procedure worked. And the guy was telling me as I was going out, he's like, now, just so you know, like 30% of people fail the test. Like he gave me 2 cups as I'm going out the door. Cause he's like,
fail the test.
Yeah. They
You missed a cup.
You can't come.
Yeah. 30% of people get blue balls trying to come into a tiny shot glass. But,
What, you're supposed to fill 2 cups?
No.
Seems like a lot of jizz.
He gave me... I'm up for the task. He gave me 2 cups because the first one, like 1 per test. So he's like, if you fail the first test, here's a second cup. You try again like 4 weeks after that.
30%. That is high.
Yeah, well, so the reason is that apparently that he said was that, you have to wait a certain amount of time and blow a minimum number of loads. So, like, you know, you have to have blown at least.
He used the term loads.
Yeah, he's like, you need 20 nuts.
Is this guy a doctor? I only make one cut. Now go blow a load in the corner over there. That's how we do.
No, I mean, of course, he said, like, you know, you have to have 20 ejaculations.
Right.
But he did say, quote, to catch all the stragglers.
Mm-hmm.
So for various reasons related to, like, me being sick and, like, just logistical issues, I actually didn't go in to do the test for almost 4 months. I went in, like, in late March, early April, something like that. And believe me when I say I had blown way more than 20 loads. So that hurdle cleared. So I go in and I failed the test. And, the test results come back as just either... There's like two things, like it either says sperm seen or sperm not seen. And there's just like a check mark next to like sperm seen. So the doctor like sends me an email and he's like, all right, well, just try again in 3 to 4 weeks. So
like, how many have you? You wrote 20 here. And you're like, I forgot a 0.
Does he give you a load target? You're supposed to have 20 times, you said?
Yeah, at least 20 times. And he did say, like, he's like, it is very rare to see a failure this far out, but try again in 4 weeks. So I go back in 4 weeks, get the results back, sperm seen. So, so at this point, I'm like, shit, I've got, like, this thing didn't work. I've got super sperm. Something's like that is going on.
What's the next step then?
So the doctor schedules a phone call with me. So he calls me up and he's like...
The next step's a phone call. All right.
So he says...
We're going to have phone sex and see if this gets...
So he calls me up and says, what are you wearing?
How many of his famous Hulk stories did you listen to on the phone call?
Press 6 to hear me make one incision, brother. So he calls me up and he's like, first of all, I just want to say it is pretty rare to see this, but also I am encouraged. I am certain that the procedure worked. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, why is that? And he said, well, it said on the test, very few sperm seen. And I'm like looking at the test results and I'm like, no, it just says sperm seen or sperm not seen. There's like a pause and he's like, no, you don't, on your end, that's all it says. But on my end, I see something different. I see very few sperm. So, he's like, a lot of times what happens is there's like the people who are doing the test, they can't differentiate between, whether it's dead sperm or a live sperm. They just see some cells and they're like, oh, it's sperm. So, they mark it. But because it said very few. And then, the other thing was I had done the first test at a laboratory in the city of South San Francisco, but I did the second test at this laboratory in San Francisco itself. So then he goes on to say, and also the guy at the San Francisco lab that does the test, like, he's just not very good. Like, we get a lot of results back from the San Francisco lab that just aren't accurate. He's like, things are a lot better when you go to the South San Francisco lab. And then I said, like, well, I did go to the South San Francisco lab for the first test.
Oh, this guy's running out of excuses.
Then there's like a 5-second pause.
He's just staring at you.
All right, I should have done the second incision, man. I don't know what to
Look, a lot of doctors around tell me that I can't do this with one incision, but I'm telling you right now, it was a success.
So then he says, why did you wait so long to go in for the test? And I'm like, oh, well, I was like sick for a little while and I didn't want to go into the laboratory and cough all over everybody. And he's like, well, did you like ejaculate far less when you were sick? That's pretty common. And I'm like, no, I kept up my pace.
Nah, that really horns me up, actually.
I was fucking blowing vitamin C at the end. I had nothing left.
I mean, honestly, like, maybe more, because, like, my wife's not going to touch me when there's, like, ropes of snot coming out my mouth, so I'm going to be, like, jacking off a lot. So then there's like another pause, and then he says, well, a lot of times it's like they see the cells and it's not even like sperm cells, because we cauterize the wound when we go in there, and there might just be like dead vas deferens cells floating around, and the people there
talking you into a vasectomy. That's just not how it works. It's not a debate.
Yeah, he's basically just making excuses for like why, excuse after excuse for why the thing works. Keeps saying, I'm very confident this works. So finally I'm like, all right, well, what's the next step here? Like, do you need to come in and like slice me open to make sure that like, the thing isn't there? And he's like, no. He's like, just do the test again in like a couple weeks, mid-May, go and do the test sometime. And I'm like, do I have to go to like a specific lab? Like, do I need to go to South San Francisco?
Tell me what I need to do to pass this test.
Which lab has the worst eyesight? Like, where can I go?
I just want a raw dog. Tell me what I can do.
Well, the thing about this one was that, hey, what's behind you? And then you turn around, he runs away.
It just hangs up. Yeah, so he's like, try again, and then I'm like, all right, what happens if I fail after that? And he's like, well, then you come in, you do it again here at my office, and like, I will look at the results to see.
I will watch you to see if you actually know what you are doing.
I want to make sure you are not.
The result and just go ahead.
I want to make sure that you are not swapping out the semen with another person's semen, like it's an athlete doing a drug test or something. So he says he'll like examine it if I fail again to like really make sure, are the sperm cells dead or not. So
he may potentially have to make a second incision.
Yeah, right. If I keep failing these things, then he's gonna have to go back in. But that's like what my wife was saying to me, was she was like, "Do you really want to go back to this guy if you have to go in a second time? Like, shouldn't you, shouldn't you find a different guy?"
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing he said. He's like, look, he's like, these failures, they just don't happen. He's like, I've only had one failure in like 11 years of doing this stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you're about to have two, dude.
He's starting to blame you, it feels like.
I know.
You're not giving him a Yelp review. It just happens. Like, why is he like, it sounds like very pathetic of him. Like, I swear to God, all your sperm is dead. Okay, bro, just fuck your wife.
I'm going to give you your money back.
Yeah. Here, come in for 2 complimentary incisions. So it's kind of neat, though, that like you have a doctor's note that says basically for the last 3 months you've just had to wildly jack it. Like you've had that's 60 nuts that you get to sign up for, and you have to.
Yeah, it's good I had a doctor's note to do that thing I was gonna do anyway.
You say like you have to come at least 20 times this month, and you're like, oh, I gotta cut back by a quarter. Is that what you're saying?
I will say, I mean,
freeze up my Tuesday.
The last time when I had the vasectomy, I got to take like a week off work, and like I just like binged The Mandalorian. So like, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
He told me to beat off, so I binged Mandalorian.
I just brought up Baby Yoda and started cranking it.
You know what Tatooine does to me.
Your wife comes down and it's like your 9th nut, and she's staring at you in horror, and you just go, oh, "This is the way!" And you're like coming into a cup again.
Check out my dark saber.
Let's start eating some snacks. We got 3 snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And let's start with Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. The Scooby-Doo baked graham cracker.
Why are we eating these things?
They're Kellogg's. This is the company.
They look like dog treats. They are bone-shaped, thin, small crackers.
What's the arch villain of the Scooby-Doo? Is it just like random ghosts?
It's just old men in masks every time, right?
Okay. Like an Eyes Wide Shut type thing?
Fred's vasectomy doctor.
I would have got away with it if it wasn't for these meddling sperm. That's what he said.
What's that, Scoop? You've only had 8 loads. You better pick up the pace.
Need to hump some more legs, Scoob.
They are very reminiscent of a Teddy Graham.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I gotta say, so I don't obviously know that much about Scooby-Doo. He's got the biggest, dumbest fucking look on his face.
Yeah.
He just looks like a fucking idiot.
I think that's the point. I mean, I watched the cartoons a decent amount as a kid, and he is a fucking dipshit.
But we recently watched... Yeah? The dog doesn't solve all the mysteries? What a shock. We watched the movie recently. It is not good. The second one.
Okay, Geiger.
Yeah.
What do you think of these? I see you going at these things, so what do you think of them?
Yes, I have finished to completion, not 20 times like Chad, but one time with this bag. These are delicious. Like they're like a good. I'm surprised. These look like the kind of thing like you would give out to kids after a little league game or something. Like they just look like a kid's car snack.
Yeah,
but they're actually really good. They taste. You're right that they taste like Teddy Graham, but they had almost you could taste like a granular type of cinnamon on it, and it was like nicely sugary. They were crunchy. I mean, maybe a little too stale, but I mean they were crunchy. It had a good crunch to them. I thought the cinnamon and sugar was a nice blend. They were delicious. I give these.
Do it. Love the Scooby-Doo stuff.
Really I feel like a fucking infant saying I love these, but like they're really good. I need a whole nother bag if I had them.
All right. Chad, what do you think? Are you an adult?
Let's slow down a little bit here with this delicious. I mean,
right.
They're good.
You're a man. You get sperm. Sperm is seen.
Very few sperm. Supposedly. They are good. They're actually pleasantly surprised at how good they work. I expected these things to be like borderline inedible. They do have a really good crunch. They are maybe a little too cinnamony for me. Like I don't think I could eat this whole bag. I mean, I could eventually, but like maybe not.
Not a big bag. It might have found. This is not. It's not a big bag.
No. Yeah. It's not. But I like the crunch. I like the flavor. I think they are surprisingly good. I would buy them again. I'll give them. It's kind of a low level, but low to mid level like that.
I notably usually dislike cinnamon, especially in snacks, like cinnamon Red Hots, like cinnamon when you put it into processed snacks. But it definitely.
But how do you feel about
here.
Scooby-Doo? Do you dislike him as well?
No, he's a dipshit after my own heart. I really.
All right.
I mean, don't they usually end with like Scooby and Shaggy like accidentally like plowing into the.
Yeah, they like
criminal,
roller skate by and like pull down a curtain accidentally and like it reveals everything.
So
classic dipshits.
Classic dipshit behavior.
I think these are pretty good, actually. I've eaten most of the bag, and I would gladly eat another.
But are they delicious?
Sure.
Yeah, come with me.
I'm gonna give them a just solid like that. Somehow, against all odds, Scooby-Doo snacks have gotten a love and 2 likes.
Wow. Can't believe it.
Nice work.
All right, let's go to the beer nuts.
This is going to be such a positive episode all around. Looking really great. Oh, wait.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait.
Thick crunch.
So Beer Nuts is the brand. Beer Nuts brand snacks. And it's called the Original Bar Mix. A crazy, crowd-pleasing mix of original peanuts, insane grain, pretzels, sesame sticks, and more. There's even more in there.
Hey, you guys know what the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts are?
What?
The
One
beer
has
nuts.
very few sperm.
that's what I was about to say. Good job, Novak.
Beer nuts are $1.50. Deer nuts are just under $1.
Hey,
Okay.
that's a fucking all-timer Wisconsin joke, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I told that joke when I was in like 4th or 5th grade at the dinner table, and my mom was like ready to slap me. She was aghast, and I didn't get it. I thought it was like just a play on words with buck and $1. I did not get that they were testicles.
Your dad was probably happy as hell.
My dad actually thought it was funny. Yeah.
That I was going to say that sounds like that sounds like a joke your dad would have told you.
Oh yeah, no, I heard it at school.
Which one's the insane grain?
Yeah, I'm only getting very sane grains, if I'm being honest.
There is little hard nuggets or something.
Chad, you're up first for this.
Well, they're pretty good. Probably a little better than I thought they were going to be. I don't know. These like trail mix things that's like all salty, is usually a little too much for me. Like I'd rather have a mix that has at least a couple things of sweet in there, whether it's chocolate chips or M&Ms or those kinds of things in there. Maybe some, little mini peanut butter cups, something like that. Just to balance it out a little bit.
Maybe if you put some peanut butter cups in, took out the other parts.
Yeah, maybe just made this a bag of peanut butter cups. I wish this bar mix was a Reese's cup.
Reese's cup bar mix.
if they served Reese's cups at bars, I would be an alcoholic. Let's put it that way. Why? Eat a lot of Reese's cups at the bar. I don't know. Boy, this is hard. None of these components are particularly bad. A lot of times in a trail mix like this, maybe you get like something that's super spicy. That's not really the case here. They're all fine, but it is very drying to eat this. I see you guys putting it back by the fucking fistful, and I don't know like how you're doing that.
You don't know. We've done 200 episodes of this shit. You don't know how eating a whole bag of food.
I mean, like, how you're physically capable of doing that. I think that to me these are fine. I'm gonna give them an indifferent to that.
I think the beer nuts title is good. I could definitely see if this was like out on a table at a bar.
Yeah, for sure.
Really putting this back.
Yeah,
a lot. I actually think the spice or the like seasoning on it is spot on. I think it is like has a nice flavor to it without being overwhelming. I think all the pieces are good. There's not like wasted pieces in there. Like sort of like another mix I really like is Gardetto's, and this isn't exactly Gardetto's, but it is like in that same vein. I think this is really tasty. I had to stop myself from eating further into the bag. I'm gonna pull a shocker here and give these a love dat. I think they're very good.
Wow.
So, Geiger, what are you thinking?
So, I'm going to agree with a lot of what you said. These are a great bar snack. I am surprised they're not a little saltier. Usually these bar snacks are...
Wow, really?
Yeah, because normally bar snacks are devised
salty
to be very salty because they want you to drink more. Right. I eat this kind of mix regularly at home. Not this exact one. There's one I get at the local grocery store that is a little spicier. It's got like some Cajun pieces and some like some spicy pieces. And I like that. I'm missing that spice when I eat this now. That's why I think I'm wishing it was a little saltier. But I love the peanuts. I love the sesame sticks. I would eat a whole bag of just sesame sticks. I think those things are delicious. The pretzel's good in here. It's a good mixture. It's not like too much of like, even that mix I usually get sometimes near the bottom, it's all like sesame seeds because they all fall through the cracks. But that's not the case here. I am very, very close to another love that because I fucking will demolish this mix. I'm gonna fucking do it. I love these kinds of things.
Wow.
I was waiting for this thing. Like when you gave us this, I'm like, I just can't wait to eat that. I'm gonna love it. So,
two loves.
I'm not much of a love guy, but
I am gonna change my score actually to a love. No, I'm gonna change it to a like that because I did go back and eat some more while you guys were talking. And I hadn't gotten a pretzel before, and the pretzel is very tasty. So for me, that's enough to bump it up.
Have some of those like twisted, like braided pretzels in there too. Those are very good.
Yeah.
All right. Two loves and a like. Damn near a basket of puppies, and we are really killing it. This is
such
momentum
a positive
cannot be
episode.
stopped.
This episode is going to be great. All positive snacks here.
I guess we'll see what wins the episode.
All right, time for the segment. And here's the segment we are doing. Yep. I'm gonna play the whole song.
Segment is to listen to YouTube music.
A MIDI. Okay. It's time for Weird Science. I've got some science experiments and research studies that have taken place. Real research studies, and you're going to tell me, out of $1,000 to $10,000, how much you are going to invest into this study. Right? If this really is promising and we might learn a lot from it, then you're going to give it a $10,000. But even if you think it sucks, you're still going to give $1,000 of your hard-earned money to the study. Okay, first one says the NIH awarded researchers at the University of Kentucky $357,000 started in 2010 to investigate the risky sexual habits of quails on cocaine. Quail mating somewhat similar to human mating because they are visually oriented. This makes them a better choice to study than rats, which are triggered through smell. While the study may seem silly, studying the behavior of drugs in animals can help scientists better understand the biological mechanics of addiction. All right, so
quails love that hot quail ass. It seems.
So, question: is this quails, or is this like members of the Dan Quayle family?
Wow, that's
remember Dan Quayle?
Timely as reference.
They were all already on cocaine, so they didn't.
Dan Quayle. Anyone remember Dan Quayle?
I had an intern that was working for me at work. This was like, I don't know, 2013 or 2014, something like that. So probably like 9 or 10 years ago. And she was, fresh out of college, like 22. And I remember I don't remember the context, but I made a potato, like Dan Quayle potato joke,
spelled with an E.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like spelled with an E. And she just fucking stared at me. Like, she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, like the potato, like Dan Quayle. And she goes, who's Dan Quayle? And I just wanted to like roll out the window right then.
That continues your string of not getting laid with that joke.
Yeah.
All right. So, Chad, you can start us off. We're going to give quails cocaine and see if it makes them want to fuck.
Now, have these quails been tested for sperm scene or not? I think that's an important part of the experiment. So I'm $1,000 to $10,000. Well, I think probably the act of quails fucking would be funny to watch. They're like, some animals is like pretty funny to watch them fuck. Don't you think?
Would you rather watch quails fuck or Dan Quayle fuck?
Watch Dan Quayle fuck a quail. That's
how he got to be, right? He's half man, half quail.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Brundlefly of quails. What's happening to me? That's my Brundlefly. Whatever. You're
creepily dropping off a bag of money with the professors, like, only if I get to watch. What?
I think the problem here is the cocaine. I don't know if I want to give quails such a hard drug. Like maybe we could have started with pot or some shrooms or something. You're kind of ruining these quails' lives. Even though first taste is free, they're going to be.
They had it all.
They had it all. This quail had like the hottest quail wife with just the fattest ass, and now like his life.
Jobs in the scientific community. You're on cloud 9.
So yeah, I will give $3,000.
All right, Geiger. You like to watch a quail fuck, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm a big quail voyeur. So
talk about Dan Quayle.
Yeah. I could watch that guy fucking blow loads, fail his fucking insemination test for hours.
How old is Dan Quayle? How old do you guys think Dan Quayle is?
That'd be in his 60s, right?
I was questioning if he was alive or not.
He is alive.
What election did he go for?
78.
Yeah. He is. Oh, that's close. He is 76.
Okay. Yeah, he's fucking. Is this like a... This is a mystery on the level of like the Scooby-Doo mysteries of like, when people high on drugs want to have sex? Answer, probably yes. Like this sounds like a grant specifically written by a cokehead to try to get free drugs. Which is this is a way, I'm giving them $1,000. I'm not supporting the purchase of cocaine.
Yes, you are. You're giving $1,000.
Well, yeah. That's all I'm giving.
He's very pissed that like the birds shit on his car, so he's like, I'm gonna make a bunch of birds' hearts explode.
Yes, the most elaborate plot of all time. First, I'm gonna get them all coked up, and then I'm gonna watch them fuck.
All right, so maybe you like this one better. Ohio State University received $387,000 for a 2013 study on the effects of massage on rabbits. While some criticized using tax dollars in the study, researchers determined that Swedish massage did reduce swelling and muscle damage in the rabbits, showing the healing benefits of the technique.
Okay. How'd the rabbits like the happy ending? Happy ending, maybe, in this case? I don't know.
All right, Gagger.
Whatever.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, Gagger, what are you going to give to the rabbit massage?
So, how do we know it worked? Did the rabbit be like, I'm much better? Like, how
he came!
The rabbit leaked jism everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, again, is this a study we're confused about? Like, massages make your muscles feel better. Better prove this by rubbing a rabbit. But look, if rabbits are probably like, I'm also picturing like, how are you keeping the rabbit still? It's probably like tied down because otherwise it just run away when you try squeezing its shoulder blades together.
Yeah, I heard it's lucky if you rub their feet though.
Oh, is it? I had a lucky rabbit's foot as a kid.
Did it work? Didn't work. You're a piece of shit.
No, I have the most unlucky. Look at how I look. That's not luck.
I did have a rabbit as a kid, and I massaged the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, you rub it on your crotch.
Yeah,
what you asked the rabbit's foot to help you with was to look handsome.
Give me strong musculature. As I sat on the couch and ate a bag of bar nuts in 5 minutes.
Makes me look like Dan Quayle.
Give me that presidential sheen. Potato. I'll give them like $4,000. It's also nice to the animal. You're helping it feel better. And I don't know. I just picture, it is very funny to picture the rabbit pinned down while some like big Swedish guy is doing the like all over its back. I think that would be funny to watch. So I'll give $4,000 to them.
Chad?
I feel like they could have, like, we already have documented evidence of this experiment, right? Like, there's all those times that like Bugs Bunny dressed up as like a hot woman, and while Elmer Fudd massaged him, you know what I mean? That probably happened a couple times.
He tricked Elmer Fudd into giving him a hand job.
Is that what you watched during your 20 load session to get off at the...
That was 19 loads in one. Watching Elmer and Bugs go at it. I feel like that probably
very
happened.
Quiet. I'm jacking rabbits.
Give me your $4,000. This rabbit is one load less.
And then Bugs is like, "What's up?" Points to his cock. "What's up, cock?" Like that.
Points to his cock. Just for reference. I'm talking about
okay. I think this one's kind of cool. Like, I would want to go in and, if it's just an excuse to like pet bunnies, it sounds like. So that's fine, and it feels less dangerous to the animals than the cocaine birds. So I'll go up to $5,000 for this one.
Okay. Scientists from Vienna University of Technology spent over 4 years studying the precise contents of navel lint. From 2005 to 2009, George Steinhauser collected 503 pieces of his own navel fluff and carefully studied it for clues as to what it could be.
What it could be? Moon rocks. What the fuck do you think it is?
You can say it turned into an obsession at some point as he also started asking other people about their navel fluff. Hopefully he added to his readings, or maybe just weirded some people out for no reason. He concluded that the lint was actually directed by the type of hair found in the belly button and mostly came from the shirt or t-shirt he was wearing that day.
No!
No! Shit.
No!
Really? Oh.
Refuse to believe that.
Chad, how much are you gonna give George Steinhauser?
I mean, I guess both Geiger and George are right, because I do usually wear shirts made out of moon rocks. So that's what I get. I get a lot. I don't know about you guys. I get a lot of belly button lint because I have a fat belly and a deep button. So there's like,
all right.
There's a lot, and it usually comes out in the shower, like I'm showering, and then just this big flop of lint just comes down off my belly, and
you have like a lint plug coming out.
I probably
like one of the fucking like clown scarves. You're just like keeps coming.
Chad's study, which it concluded that his entire shirt was in his belly button.
There's probably 4 or 5 shirts down my shower drain at this point.
You wake up shirtless. You have no idea where your shirt is. It's completely inside your belly button.
And definitely, just like 2 weeks ago, my daughter said to me, she was like, "Why do you have so much belly button lint?"
Wow, so this might be right up your alley then.
Yeah. So, in the interest of being able to answer my daughter's question, I'll give this one $2,000.
I have really missed the boat on a profession. I could have done that job. Sit around, collect fuzz in my belly button. I don't have the cavernous cistern that you do, but I can collect fuzz like the next guy.
You don't have the Marianas Trench of belly buttons like me.
He spent 4 years doing this.
But funded by whom?
By you and me.
So is he a professor?
Vienna University of Technology.
Vienna University of...
It sounds legitimate.
Yeah.
University of Phoenix.
But the Rise Science Department is really going downhill. It's weird to me. I mean, because we all knew what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's surprising. Maybe if he was eating a burrito shirtless, you'd get some ground beef in there or something. But, or Chad could have a whole chalupa just sticking out. I don't know. But, you know what? I'll give $3,000. We should probably make, because it would be interesting to hear what types of hair make the, like, what
your
does that
own
even
fucking
mean?
hair. What is that?
But that was the study's result, right? It depends on the hair in your belly button. Like, what kind of hair would be in there that would be all like bristly hair or long, luxurious locks coming out of your belly button hole?
Like, if your stomach hair points in a certain direction, you get more or something like that.
That'd be interesting. I guess I don't know what you do with the information.
Yeah.
Comb your belly button hair away from your belly button. So,
all right. The next one.
I'm cavalier with my money.
They did a study that showed that men were able to lift heavier weights after they were shown pornographic videos.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Okay. So, I didn't put down a lot of the details but the study was they showed the guys the porn. They lifted more weight than when they were not shown the porn. Okay, so surprising or not, Geiger, what do you think? You're gonna?
So did they lift it after watching or during? Are they like pumping iron while watching a porn?
It did. I think it's like right after. Like you watch this porn, go over to those dumbbells,
Yeah. Yeah. You guys remember, like, in my peak singledom, remember when I tried out for the Olympics and I was just fucking powerlifting, deadlifting, 2,000 pounds. I don't know what a good lift is. 2,000 is probably high. Yeah, I was just fucking racking those weights.
If he could have just studied us and shown that this was not going to work at all, right?
Yeah, I believe it because it's probably got something to do with, like, it's triggering your testosterone stuff or whatever.
But you may want to fund it because this could become an excuse for you.
Yes.
You're like, I'm
going to do all of these things at once. I'm going to sit on the couch, watch porn, collect lint, and then lift some weight, rack them plates, and then rub a bunny after. So,
oh, that's what the kids are calling it these days, rubbing a bunny?
Rub the old bunny. Yeah, I mean, because I think there could be some applications here, like proof that, like, well, I guess not.
What are we doing?
All right,
like about to send our soldiers to war. We're just showing them fucking
okay,
horny housewives. Now go! And they go running out.
Once more into the breach, my friends. Okay, what are we into? Chastity belts? We want a little real estate lesson. A real estate agent taught a lesson. What do we want?
One to buy land and 2 big old titties.
It's D-Day. I mean, double D-Day. I'm fucking dumb. General pat on the ass. All right. Yeah, I think there's some value. There may be a way to channel the connect, like do something with. We already know more testosterone lets you lift weights. That's the whole premise of steroids. But whatever. I'll give me $8,000. I just want to watch some porn, bro.
Fund this motherfucking
Fund this fucking thing. Something I'm finally good at.
2 girls, 1 rep. Was that the name of the study? I actually didn't tell you guys that. My vasectomy doctor knew this because those specimen cups he gave me were like solid concrete, and so it's like you're gonna need to watch a lot of porn if you want to take these to the lab. Yeah, I mean,
clean and jerk. And then clean, I guess.
It took us like a full 2 minutes for a clean and jerk joke.
We're slipping.
I will say, combined with the last one, I mean, at this, if these two were working in concert, you would know what was in the belly button after they watched the porn. It'd be a little pool. Yeah, so I think this even though the results of this were like a foregone conclusion, I think this one is fantastic. I love the idea of paying people to watch porn. $9,000.
This is really tough to beat. All right, got 3 more. In 2010, a researcher managed to prove that pigeons weren't just dumb, annoying birds that pooped on everything. They can actually tell the difference.
They actually do a mean line of cocaine.
They can actually tell the difference between good and bad paintings that were made by children. The pigeons were positively...
Spoiler, they're all bad.
The pigeons were positively reinforced when they pecked at good paintings, and after a while, they were able to determine which ones were good. They could also observe color and pattern cues in paintings they've never seen before. So, first, someone has to decide what is a good and bad kid's painting,
right,
for the study, right? And then I don't know doesn't say what the positive reinforcement for the pigeon is when he chooses the good painting, right? Pigeon, if it's a massage or what.
They get a rabbit massage. Wait a minute. So how do they know they're recognizing patterns? They're just point to the one with blue in it, pigeon, and he pecks at it or something? Like, how are they validating that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the one good.
Do more research on this.
Pick the Super Bowl winner, pigeon.
Why aren't you peer reviewing these studies, Novak?
So, Chad, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I guess the determination between whether it's like a good or bad kids painting is usually whether it was done by your kid or not. Because like I love all the stuff my daughter does, but like then I see all the stuff that that her classmates do, and I'm like, that's just a bunch of fucking scribbles, But so is the same stuff my daughter does.
Well, you should take her drawing to the park and then hold them up, and if a pigeon comes at it, and if not, you're like, I'm sorry, this is shit. No pigeon cares about this painting.
Learn to draw a hot pigeon ass.
That's the patterns. That's the patterns they identified. Pigeon butthole or not.
These were all like millennium pigeons. They weren't pecking. They were trying to eat the asshole that they saw in the drawing.
And then right after the pigeon was putting up like 25-pound dumbbells. Just
pigeon ass. Pigeon only responded to pigeon goatsy and tub pigeon.
Birdsey. Okay, it's this is kind of dumb.
No.
I think I can't go higher than $2,000 on this one. I don't like this one.
Geiger, you agree?
Yeah. I mean, this makes sense now because that art history tech class I took in college, I remember turning to my left and there was a pigeon there taking notes. I was like, oh, okay. It had a highly refined sense of art criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little pencil and it's wrapped up in its wing.
Yeah, just like, and then I showed it a drawing I made and it just stared at me and slowly looked back toward the class.
But you looked at the notes and it was just the word coo over and over again. Like,
caw. The perspective is way off.
Needs more butthole.
The shading is all wrong. Also, have you seen any pigeon ass? I just drew a pigeon ass and he turned to me and he was like, just started shaking his head up and down.
Mm-hmm. No, I like the juxtaposition between the light and the dark on this pigeon asshole.
Hey, cuckoo! Got any ball?
Yes.
I did. I volunteered for a science experiment. Now I'm fucking addicted. I will eat out any old pigeon axle for a little bit of cocaine. I call it cocaine. $1,000. This is dumb.
All right. Lawrence LaShawn, a researcher from Virginia, conducted a test to see whether subliminal messaging could break bad habits like nail biting. So, Chad, this is not the one you did, Chad.
Oh, yeah.
With the disconnect thing.
I was going to say.
For his research, he played a record in a cabin where a group of boys were sleeping.
Oh,
and repeated the words. The record over and over said, "My nails taste terribly bitter." Mm-hmm. To see if he could stop the boys' chronic nail biting.
Was this like a Beatles album played backwards or something? Like, don't they have those?
When the record player broke, he stayed in the cabin all night and repeated the phrase.
Shitty Scotty.
Whoops, he pushes the record player off. Smash. Records player's broken, boys. I'm bunking with you. No. The experiment
my nails taste bitter. The candy in my van tastes sweet.
The experiment appeared to work, as 40% of the youngsters had broken the habit. But questions were raised concerning several issues, such as whether or not the boys were actually sleeping throughout the experiment. I'll tell you right now, they were not fucking sleeping with this fucking creep whispering in their ear.
Why are your hands moving up and down in your pants? So I gotta keep the rhythm somehow. It's rhythmically cranking.
All right, Geiger, what do you think?
It turned out 40% of the boys stopped biting their nails after recalling the most terrifying fucking experience of their entire life. It turned out that horribly mentally scarring the boys broke one habit, but also ruined the rest of their lives.
They stopped biting their nails because they had bitten their entire fingers off from the trauma.
The other 60 boys stopped biting their nails, but were forced to bite his for some reason, as he put his fingers in their mouth. This is fucking weird. What shitty... Like, you don't even have a backup record player? Also... Record? How
fucking
old
thing
was
wasn't
this?
broken.
A record player? What in the fuck? This guy's like some fucking hipster. You know, he's like, no, the hypnotism sounds best on vinyl, you guys. You just can't recreate the sound quality on CD.
My sadism just doesn't come in clearly enough.
Yeah, he had a little fucking mustache and was like dressed all nice like a fucking dipshit with like skinny jeans and shit.
He needs the record scratch sound to cover up like the unzipping of his pants and stuff.
He's just DJing. Tommy, come over here.
Your nails taste bitter. Bitter.
These kids were desperately pretending to be asleep. I can guarantee you that.
Remix. Bitter.
Are you asleep? No, I'm not fucking asleep.
Get your fucking ass on the dance floor. Bitter. Get your nails out of your fucking mouth. Bitter. I don't know why he's swearing at the kids. Because he's a creep. I would actually pay a fair amount of money for this because I still can't stop biting my nails. And I would have liked to, even if it had meant like some like mild fear of creepy dude in the room, I would have taken it. I could have eaten it for one night, had some therapy later, and then have blissfully unbitten nails.
Yeah, he can do a house call for you, maybe.
Yeah. Invite the guy over. Betsy, get out of the bed. I need this guy to whisper in my ear all night as he slowly completes himself. I will give him $8,000 again for this one. I think.
Whoa, Chad.
Yeah, he had probably like just had a vasectomy and it needed to blow 20 loads, so he was going to cover it all in one night. Once for each hypnotized kid or whatever.
What one incision?
Remember not to tell your parents.
Anyways, this is really fucked. I definitely prefer my hypnotism method of how I stop biting my nails.
Disconnect.
much less creepy to just call a random phone number and have them buzz in your ear a bunch of times, and then suddenly you don't bite your nails anymore. So I would rather fund that. I'm not going to give. Trying to think about what I've given to some of the other stuff. This one's getting $1,000 for me. This one's bad.
All right, so final one. This one's actually kind of famous. It's the Stanford Prison Experiment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of this one or not. It says, why are prisons such violent places? Is it because of the character of their inhabitants, or is it due to the corrosive effect of the power structure of the prison themselves?
Why not both?
Determined to find an answer, Phillips Zimbardo created a mock prison in the basement of Stanford Psychology Department. He recruited clean-cut young men as volunteers. None had criminal records and all rated normal on psychological tests. And he randomly assigned half of them to be prisoners and the other half to be guards. His plan was that he would step back for 2 weeks and observe how these citizens interacted with one another in their new roles. It says, what happened next became the stuff of legend. Social conditions in the mock prison deteriorated with stunning rapidity. On the first night, the prisoners staged a revolt, and the guards, feeling threatened by the prisoners, cracked down hard. They began devising creative ways to discipline the prisoners using methods such as random strip searches, curtailed bathroom privileges, verbal abuse, and withholding food. This is in day fucking 1. So, one side said we're going to break free, and the other one says we're going to start doing strip searches. Boys, this is a goddamn experiment.
I just want to get swole. I need to see them naked.
So under the pressure, prisoners began to crack. The first one left after 36 hours, screaming that he felt like he was burning up inside.
What the fuck?
Calm the fuck
down. Calm the fuck down.
So it's clear that for everyone, the new roles had become more than just a game. Even Zimbardo himself felt seduced by the corrosive psychology of the situation. He began entertaining paranoid fears that his prisoners were planning a breakout, and he tried to contact the real police for help. You put these fuckers in.
You just silently watch them.
So he waited 6 days, and then he saw that the happy college kids had transformed into sullen prisoners and sadistic guards. So apparently it's very famous. I had heard the name of it, but did not know about it before. Geiger, you had known about it?
Yeah, they made a movie about it, I want to say 10 years ago. I don't know if it was not necessarily a documentary. It was it had actors in it and stuff. But I've heard about it, yeah. That they dehumanized them to the point where they just started playing their roles. And it was more disturbing to me, almost like the guards became these sick fucks. They were just torturing these other
one
kids.
Goddamn day in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a prison guard. Just turn around and fucking crack someone in the skull. Wait, we haven't started yet. Call the fuck out.
What? You guys Billy Club in the air? The Billy Club tastes delicious. He's just whacking the guy in the face.
All right, we're going to burrow out of this place. What? We're in the goddamn library basement.
Oh, boy.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
Well, I mean, we already know that most cops are huge pieces of shit, so it wouldn't surprise me that people that want to pretend to be rent-a-cops are are even worse pieces of shit.
When you become a cop for 4 seconds, you suddenly lose your fucking mind.
Well, now I'm a bastard. Gotta live it. I'm pretty much. Yeah, it's this is the fact that he let it go on once he saw the very first crackdown or whatever, anything serious happening. The first time somebody says the words strip search, you stop the experiment. You know what I mean?
Let's see where this goes.
maybe we shouldn't pursue this anymore.
Oh yeah, no, let it play out.
Then it went 5 more days.
I know.
Boy, these people are getting really fucked up in there.
I think he killed that one guy. There's his feet sticking out of the shower. I haven't seen him move in 3 days.
But, there's going to be a couple more strip searches later, so... Gotta stick around for the good stuff, You take the good with the bad.
Where'd you put them? They're in your office, Jeff. That's right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is getting 1,000. I wish I couldn't even do that.
The fact that it went a whole week is hilarious in retrospect. I mean, not hilarious because it's actually disgusting. But
so
it's
funny, yeah.
It is kind of funny that all this horrible human rights abuse is happening in a very cancelable test. And they're like, well, this is what we wanted to find out. Just drolly taking notes. All right.
Do I have to take my clothes off? Yes.
It's for science.
All of you do. All of you do. Grab each other's dicks like elephant trunks and walk around the jail.
Cops too. Take your clothes off.
Fellow scientists, it's only fair. We should all join them. Yeah. It's also I wonder if the prisoners were also just 5 minutes in. Well, he did drop the soap. I guess we should, bugger him.
It's a curtailing bathroom privilege.
Yeah,
Can I take a shit? No.
The poor fucking school janitor's like, I gotta clean up pile of shit in the fucking corner of the library because Terry mouthed off to a guard 5 minutes in. You wouldn't let him pee.
God damn it, Zimbardo, call this fucking thing off.
Two guys just got shivved. I gotta go clean up a dead body. God damn it, Zimbardo. Damn you.
It's Stanford, too. This is not like...
It's not like some bullshit school that like is like full of shit. I just made it myself sound very educated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Stanford kind of full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that's like, you're like, I'm a Stanford graduate. I did shit in a flower pot when forced to strip naked by a guy I met 5 minutes ago. However, I came out with a nuanced experience in prison life.
I'm starting to think this Zimbardo guy might be a bit of a character.
I did rent my roommate out for 9 cigarettes.
They all just declared themselves cops and just started beating the shit out of each other.
I'm a cop! Just like punches a dude in the face.
I call cops!
Get in the cells, you inmate! He's like hurling his nightstick at him.
You get in the cell! Just shouting. Zimbardo put 20 students down and told them they were all police officers.
Just standing there, just punches him.
They're just punching each other and then like trying to force each other into the cell, and they're like, all right, we'll just get into the cell together, and then they embrace and just start fucking, and then Zimbardo's there cranking it.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
He's like, experiment achieved. I got cops to fuck each other. I always wanted.
Finally, my vasectomy doctor will be happy.
And then Zimbabwe just started racking weights over there. Oh man, I feel so much stronger.
Zimbardo was all these experiments.
Zimbardo was all the master plan of Zimbardo.
Yeah, the people who are prisoners are like, oh, that's nice that you put a little fitness room here in the prison. He's like, no, that's for me after I jack off watching you guys.
Look,
you're 20 cops
on my belly button.
You're all cops and you're all addicted to cocaine. I'll get your ass. Go. What the fuck are we just standing around holding billy clubs staring at each other? What the?
Bring a bunch of kids come into the prison, hold up their art. All right, whichever one you don't like, just sock it in the face. What?
Now look down.
Do it.
Look down at your billy club. It's actually a rolled up picture of a pigeon ass.
One of these students has cocaine inside their belly button, so you can find it.
Strip search.
Oh, okay. Let's eat
Can we keep making these jokes so we don't have to eat the Robert Irvine?
Eat the Robert Irvine. Robert Irvine's chef created 6-layer baked bar.
Chef created. Fuck you.
It's gluten free.
Created by a prison chef.
He armed the guards with Fit Crunch bars. Just beat the shit out of the prisoners. This thing is a goddamn 20-pound log.
So for people that don't know, this is the third Robert Irvine Fit Crunch bar we've tried. It's been a couple years since we tried one, but the two previous flavors we tried, birthday cake and peanut butter and chocolate, both won the respective worst snack of the year for whatever year that we tried them. They were atop our Mount Shitmore, aka Shit Mount Snackmore. So don't have high hopes for this peanut butter and jelly flavor, but we'll see.
Peanut butter and jelly. The outside just looks turd brown. And has like drizzle-ish. It's not really a drizzle, just for show, stripes. I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I just keep looking at it. Like
You're turning it over.
Yeah.
Just trying to see where.
Like it's a child's drawing that you can't decide if it's good or not.
Fucking smells. Ugh. Yeah. Smells awful. Mine broke in half, so I can actually see there is like the thinnest layers of jelly in the middle. Like if you look on the picture. Well.
Yep.
Well. Here we go.
Well. Robert Irvine.
Fucking nerds.
Oh man.
The problem is my first bite didn't get to jelly.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need another one.
See, since mine broke in half, I started in the middle.
I'm going to break it in half. Oh my god, that layer of jelly couldn't be less.
Right. It's so thin, but look on the package. It's like a third of the bar on the package.
And it's the only part I was maybe looking forward to, like a little break from the taste.
When you taste the jelly, you'll realize your looking forward to was misplaced. Oh, God.
These things are so dense.
It's so hard to eat this. It is so hard to eat this fucking thing.
Well, also, it's one serving. This thing is 380 calories. Is that even like I could drink a whole Mountain Dew 20 liter?
No, that's actually called one Irvine.
That was so stupid.
He has a quote on the back. My goal is simple. What do you think his goal is?
Fuck you, buddy.
My goal is simple. Recreate the effects of the Stanford prisoner experiment with only food.
To make you feel like a Stanford prisoner by only eating this bar.
I told the chef he was a cop and he made this fucking bar and made people eat it.
Eating this bar is the equivalent of being strip searched in a library while your bathroom privileges are taken away.
My goal is simple. I want to empower people through food and fitness to thrive each day.
Nope.
Well, you really missed the mark.
4% of your daily value of saturated fat. Isn't that bad?
So should I just fill out the spreadsheet right now? Love dads all around? Is that...
Yeah. Woof.
Okay. We've eaten a lot of shit on this podcast for many years. I'm going to say this before I rate. This is not as bad as the birthday cake Fit Crunch. Okay, that was maybe the worst thing I've had in my life. This is not as bad as that.
How do you think it compares to the peanut butter and chocolate, though?
I don't remember that one as well. It's probably similar. This couldn't taste less like peanut butter and jelly, right? I guess if I had to note the overwhelming flavor, it's peanut butter, but it has that super like whey taste to it. And
this is the way.
This is the
way, nerds.
Mandalorian finally takes off his helmet. It's Robert Irvine.
One of these things is about as heavy as the fucking Darksaber.
Shoving this down your throat. You're gonna quit biting your goddamn nails. I hate this. I'm surprised I'm saying this, but it might be the best of the Robert Irvine bars. Mm-hmm. That said, it still is inedible and shitty. I don't know what they could do to make this any better. First, they have to reduce it by like 85%.
Mm-hmm. Right? Also, change all the ingredients. Get a different recipe. Fire the chef that made this and hire a different one.
Robert Irvine's the chef who made this.
Oh yeah. Fire him from his own brand.
What does a 6-layer baked bar mean? I don't. I get there's nachos. There's room for more than 6 layers in here. I understand that. But it just tastes like shitty protein peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. What are the 6 layers anyway?
Yeah, I don't know.
Peanuts, jelly, yellow stuff, top,
white stripe.
The white stripe layer.
6-layer army here.
I won't waste any more time. Hate that.
Yeah. I also realized after eating this, it does contain some almonds, so my throat doesn't feel great right now.
What a way to go.
If I was going to die, I'd die doing what I love, eating Robert Irvine's shitty fucking Fit Crunch bar. These are fucking terrible. These are just bad. I agree with you, Nick, that I think this is the best of the three that we've had. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't immediately repulsed, or maybe I'm just like, we've eaten so much
We're
shit,
numb.
I don't even notice anymore. Yeah.
We have Stockholm Syndrome on Fit Crunch bars.
Yeah.
Someone called me Nick in like 6 years.
That was very weird, yeah. This is part of the Stanford Nick experiment, where I just call you Nick over and over again until you're dehumanized.
The Fit Crunch bar has warped your brain.
It's not good. The almond makes it bad too, because it is not good for me. They're so heavy and so dense. Like, in order to actually properly lift this, I probably need to watch a bunch of porn real quick.
Well, wait, go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Cue up phone.
Just bring up some pictures of bird asses and you'll be good to go.
Oh, you know what I forgot earlier?
You mean to close out the segment? Okay, segment officially closed.
Okay,
let's move on
fine.
to the snack rating. Okay.
Let's eat the Fit Crunch bar all over again.
What have I done?
Oh, God. I'm beating around the bush for no reason here. This is a hate that. Fuck you, Robert Irvine, and your Servines of this bar. These are fucking terrible.
All right, we've got 2 hates, a potential flaming bag of dog shit on the table. No matter what, that bar mix is going to win. Chad, what do you think?
Well, I agree with Nick, and I also agree with Nick.
Wow.
This is definitely, I actually don't even think this is close. This is definitely the best of the Fit Crunch bars that we have tried. The birthday cake's still, the crown of just absolutely vile from start to finish. The peanut butter and chocolate was worse because the chocolate in that was like so offensive to me, as like you call this chocolate, you know what I mean? Like, at least with this PB&J, like, there are probably jellies out there that are like close to as nasty as this jelly. You know what I mean? Like, it's very bad jelly, but it's also barely there. The rest of the bar is truly disgusting. Like you guys said, it's so hard to eat. It's so large. I can't imagine being like, yeah, I'm going to eat this, and then like, now I'm in shape. You know what I mean? Like this would not be like part of.
Now I'm really in shape.
That doesn't work with anything.
I mean, this would not be like, if I was charting any path to becoming like physically fit, this would never be, something that would be on that path to becoming fit. It's gross. Actually, I think this is interesting though, because when you bought this, Novak, I was like, oh well, this is gonna be now the clear Mount Shitmore winner at the end of the year. But I actually think it's going to be a competition, because this is bad, but I think there are some other things we've eaten this year that are really, really bad too. So it'll be interesting. I don't think it's a clear win for Robert Irvine, but of course I am giving it a hate that. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think this was for sure going to take the year. I think there's even some things this year I might have liked less. So Robert Irvine, though, has done it again with his flaming bag of dog shit. So Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
The Fit Crunch tastes bitter. Robert Irvine is just sneaking into a cabin of young boys. These Fit Crunch are delicious. Buy them by the fistful.
You will be suddenly fit.
You will wake up fit. If you have ever participated in any sort of weird experiments, we'd like to know about it. If you have ever had a failed vasectomy, tell us about it. Let us know if you're on team 1 incision or team 2 incision. #1 incision or #2 incisions. That's what you want to do on Twitter.
Hashtag 4 popcorns.
Stop the steal. Wait, what? Don't do that one. That's fucking stupid. You can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We're on Twitter, hashtag You Tried Dat. We have a Facebook group, You Tried Dat. Let us know what you think of our ratings. Suggest snacks for us to rate. Ask a question that we can ask on the pod of each other. If you do like the podcast, maybe tell your friends and family, see if they would like it too. And for all of you that do listen, thank you very much.
Okay, so we do recommend a couple of these snacks today.
Yeah.
And Robert Irvine sort of let us down a little bit.
I disagree. I think Robert Irvine pleasantly surprised today.
I mean, yeah, I was almost expecting worse. Like at this point, like the famous duo Batman and Joker. Like this is just Joker, just committing like a jaywalking or something. It was like you were expecting more out of this particular.
Did I ever tell you how I made these bars?
Yeah, the birthday cake is the Heath Ledger. The chocolate peanut butter is the Jack Nicholson, and this is more of like a Joaquin Phoenix here, where it's just kind of like, all right, whatever, move along.
That's gonna do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.